Hey everybody, how you doing? We are breaking down the film today. Or actually, I've already broken down the film. Broken down such a stupid term. I've looked at the film and I had some thoughts on the Bills. The one big thing that stands out to me, some of it's because I looked at the Bills defense second and the offense first, so I've just got done with the defense. The Bills D line really played great in the second half. I mean, really dominated the Raiders offensive line, especially the tackles. I was not impressed with either Raiders tackle. I thought both Mario Addison and Jerry Hughes had very good games. Trent Murphy had a solid game. I had Murphy with three pressures. Both Hughes and Addison. Addison had four pressures I had, and Hughes had three. So these guys were both pretty active. Most of this stuff happened in the second half, too. I had the Bills as a team defensively with 19 quarterback pressures. Now, you can have more than one in the same play. This is totally my own rules, by the way. If you want to break down to my rules, when I put them together, I'll let you know. But from just watching and determining how many times I thought defensive linemen had pressure, like I said, the ends were very good. A.J. Epinesa not as much, didn't get as many snaps, but the three veteran defensive ends had a very good day. You know who had a real good day that I don't think a lot of people talk about? Vernon Butler. He was all over the film, especially in the pass rush. I had Butler with the most Bills pressures with 5, and I even felt like I cheated him out of another one. So he was really getting in the backfield, did a nice job getting between defenders, and there's no real secret here. There is no secret sauce. There's no scheme change. The difference between the second half of this game and the first half of this game and then last week against the Rams, the D-line was just winning one-on-ones. There were some blitzes, there were some opportunities where the Bills faked the blitz and forced the Raiders to do some thinking, but for the most part, it was just defensive linemen winning one-on-ones. Ed Oliver, really good against the run. You saw the 4th and 1 stop. He had a 3rd and 1 stop earlier in the game. But the defensive line, not quite night and day, but a significant improvement into the second half. First half, Derek Carr was getting 3-4 seconds to throw, time to survey the field. By the time the Bills had that 2-touchdown lead and the Raiders were trying to mount some sort of late comeback, Carr was drop back and throw, drop back and throw. He didn't want to hang out in that pocket. He scrambled a couple times when I thought he didn't need to, too, also. So that Bills defense, and especially the D-line, had a really good finish to that game. Not a total game. The whole 60 minutes, but the finish of that game, really, really good. Tremaine Edmonds was a bit of a disappointment again. I don't know how much that shoulder's hampering him, but he is just not, what's the word? Just not on, his timing doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right about him. He's missing tackles. He's getting blocked easily. Again, I'll go back to last week. Why did the Rams succeed? They just flat out blocked the Bills. There's no magic sauce. There's no, again, Leslie Frazier talked about missed tackles against the Rams. I disagree. The Bills were just losing one-on-ones up front. And another big difference between the Rams game and this game, where the Bills won quite a bit, was when defensive linemen went against tight ends and receivers. Last week against the Rams, Robert Woods, one of the best blocking receivers in the NFL. Bills fans know that. Cooper Kupp is pretty good too. Tyler Higbee, good blocker. This week, Zay Jones, not as good. Nelson Aguilar, not even close. Jason Witten, he's 85 years old. Not quite the blocker he used to be. That's where the Bills were winning, not all, but a lot of their battles on the edge. But regardless, it's not like the Bills' fault. That's who the Raiders put out to block them. Your job is to win the battle, and the Bills' D-line was doing a lot of that. Down the field, Josh Norman in his Bills debut, not really a lot to talk about. Surprisingly, the Raiders didn't really target his side much. A high majority of plays where the Bills were in coverage, Norman either ended up on the decoy or just was on the other side of the play, or didn't really have a chance to cover for too much before the ball was out of Derek Carr's hands. So not really much of a read on Josh Norman through game one. Was okay, nothing special. Did get beat on a crossing route for a first down, which was a tough cover. Late in the game on either the second to last or last play, second to last play, I thought he got really handsy covering Darren Waller, to where the ref last week, who gave the Bills the pass interference late, probably would have called one again this week, but I don't know if it really mattered. 2 minutes to go, 2-touchdown game, but just not really much of a read on Norman yet. Offensively, let's start with the guards. Of the three who played, Quentin Spain, Brian Winters, Cody Ford, I thought Winters barely had the best game of the three, followed very close by Cody Ford. Both of those guys were a little bit inconsistent. I thought Ford had a decent to good game last week. I thought this week he came back to mediocre. Some good plays, some not so good plays. Both he and Winters each got, beat pretty handily on a pass rush. But Quentin Spain's the thing I want to talk about. This is a guy who I think, last year didn't give up a sack. Everyone looked at him as a very solid starting guard. He did not look like that in this game. There was nothing that Quentin Spain did in this game that made you think, oh, that guy needs to be back in the starting lineup. He got embarrassed on a pass rush late in the game. And just, again, I don't see any reason to change who the two guards are. The only reason it's going to change is when John Feliciano comes back. So Quentin Spain, from what I saw in this game, is a guy who's going to be on the bench for quite a while. I like Devin Singletary. He continues to make under-the-radar plays. If there's an opportunity to gain yardage, he usually does. Again, the elusiveness, you all see it. But, I can't tell you how many plays there are where I look at that play and I think a normal running back gets 4, Devin Singletary got 7. A normal back gets 2, Devin Singletary gets 8. So, continues to be impressive. Wide receivers did a good job as always. They generally win more than they lose. Josh Allen, very solid game. We all saw the John Brown pass on the goal line. He had a couple other small window throws. There was one dump off in the first half to Devin Singletary that was really, really a high-level throw. But what Josh Allen's being asked to do right now is just, read simple halves of field. And I'm not saying that he can't go to the other half. I'm saying that his receivers are so good, he doesn't have to do more than read a half. There are a couple plays where he just looks to his left. Okay, if the corner goes deep, I throw short. If the corner stays short, I throw deep. It's really not, a high-level read. But I'll put it to you this way. They're not asking Josh Allen to break down the periodic table of elements and, be a rocket scientist. They're just asking him to make sure that the lab doesn't get blown up. I think a math analogy might be better. They're not asking Josh Allen to decipher calculus. He's just doing algebra. But you know what? He is dialed in on the algebra. I mean, he just doesn't miss. Divide the 2 on both sides, x equals 5. Josh Allen nails that every single time. Do I look here? Nope. I look here, bang. Is this guy open? Nope. Go here, bang. I mean, it's very surgical. It's very clean. He's just taking the offense and, running through it like he's been doing it for 15 years. And makes good throws on time. The accuracy's there like we've all talked about. He's doing what he's asked to do. In addition, he throws in a couple really high-level throws. The weird thing was the John Brown throw at the goal line, which is he's dotting an I there. He's doing it way off balance. I mean, you don't have to be a quarterback guru to realize if your legs are facing this way and you're throwing this way, it's not good. But it didn't matter. He's putting it right on target. So Josh Allen wasn't his best game of the year. I thought the Dolphins game was probably his best game, and the Rams game before he turned into Chaos Josh might have been number 2. But this was a very, very efficient, solid, good game. Another good play I want to point out, the Beasley touchdown. Now, the Raiders dropped coverage on the play, but, and I'm going to try and show you with my hands here, Beasley has an opportunity to kind of go inside, and it's where the route would normally go. It's kind of a come down the line of scrimmage laterally and then go to a post. But that route, although it was probably open, would have taken him towards the safety. And instead what he did, instead of going to the safety when the defensive backs kind of sink, let's see if I can do this here. My hands are backwards from what I'm actually doing. But, all right. So defensive back goes this way. All right. Beasley would be running like that, this way, okay? But instead of going this way, Beasley kind of sinks down along the back of the defensive back. That was not the best visual representation ever, I understand. The point is, the Beasley adjustment I was very impressed with. It's a high-level adjustment, and more importantly, Josh Allen is on it right away. A lot of times when Josh Allen throws the ball, he's kind of a look-and-see guy. He's waiting for the receiver to make a break, making sure he makes a cut so that the ball goes where the receiver's going. Josh Allen was on this adjustment like that, almost before the break. You could tell, or at least it looked like you could tell, that he and Beasley have discussed this kind of thing. If we get a coverage where the outside guys go further outside, I'm not going to go right to the safety. I'm going to kind of sink it down in the seam, throw the ball there. That's exactly what Josh Allen did. The pass was high, and Beasley bailed him out a little bit, but to be on the same page with that kind of adjustment, I was very, very impressed by. What do you guys got from here? Chris Button, no, I'm not a Bills fan, guys. I just cover the team. I'm not going to sit here and be a cheerleader for the team. I'm going to tell you what I see, good or bad, and that's going to be that. Chris, love the way the ball is getting spread around effectively too. Yeah, I mean that's it doesn't really feel like that they're force feeding Stephon Diggs. Like I said, Josh Allen drops back, reads the coverage, knows where to go with the ball over and over and over and over, and it's very impressive. Scott Zeitz, I think we learned from the Rams game. You have to clarify that one quick. I'm not going to be out here too much. Got to get my show together. But if you can give me a clarification. Oh, I got you. You do have another comment there. Sorry, Scott. Robert Steinmiller, Thad, with the pandemic out there, still will football players and teams be able to be chosen for the Pro Bowl if the NFL still has it? Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I mean, we're way early for a Pro Bowl discussion, but the Pro Bowl is still on, I believe. I might have to look that up. Since I'm on the computer now doing these, I can easily look it up. Pro Bowl 2020. Anything not happening here? No, wrong one. Pro Bowl 21. Hold on a second, everybody. This won't take too long. Yeah, looks like the Pro Bowl's still on. In fact, it's going to be in Vegas, too, by the way. So we're exactly where the Bills were. So, yeah, I mean, as long as the pandemic doesn't get worse, I think there'll be a Pro Bowl. Ed Prindle, Allen has been brilliant off play action. Yeah, I mean, I think the play action stuff might be a little overblown. It's a good way to get guys open. And maybe, I don't want to say simplify a read, but it certainly does clear some things up when you pull the linebackers out of the way. So the play action has been there for sure, but everything has been there. I mean, this is how you throw for 1,300 yards in 4 games. Everything has been there. If it wins games, so be it. Mike Klemetschko. I hope I got that. Jay Lash, I agree, by the way. Winning is good. And keep doing what you're doing if it's winning. Jay Lashpanara, you mentioned Feliciano. Is there a timeline for his return? Last year he played pretty well. Very good question. The answer to that, unfortunately, is no. He talked about being ready for this last game, the Raiders game. I kind of think, you look at the timeline of a torn pectoral injury. He's probably 2 or 3 weeks away, somewhere in that realm. Maybe back this week. But, I don't think this week, and because next week's a Thursday game, at least for now, I don't think Feliciano's back till after the Chiefs game, at earliest. Tim Mills is going to be a fun 10 years or so. Certainly looks like that, that's for sure. Keep in mind, I think there's a lot of Bills fans out there who, almost to the point of doing victory laps after 4 games. Still early, okay? Still really early. But every single sign what the Bills are doing looks very, very sustainable. Passer rating 20 points higher off play action. Ed, passer rating is heavily influenced by things like how many touchdowns you have, how many interceptions you have. So if the 1 interception he has is not off play action, that might be responsible for 8 or 10 points of that 20-point difference. Play action, I'm not sure, by the way, if they count fake rollouts, which is a little different than the straight play action and drop back stuff. The rollout stuff is something that's a little bit different animal. Obviously, when you have a quarterback that can get on the move, it makes a difference. Like I said, Josh Allen's been good, and the passing game's been good on everything. Play action's a part of it. The Bills are trying to use it more. I think it makes a lot of sense. But to say, hey, play action's the difference. No. The difference is everything. Everything is better this year. So, yeah, I know we're on the same page there. So, all right, guys, I appreciate checking in. Probably off on this till game day on Sunday, but we'll be back, of course, at halftime and after the game on Sunday, assuming the Bills play, and right now it looks like they will against the Titans. Thanks for checking in. I'll see you later.